Hello, you're with Libby from libbystamps.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. And today I thought I'd bring you another one of the rubber band techniques. The other day I showed you the technique just using a colour on a background, and we came up with this background. I was using crumb cake on that one, and it was inked direct to the rubber bands. Today we're going to look at using our Stampin Write markers to come up with the background. Now if you're travelling or you're away on holidays and you want to take a few stamping bits and pieces with you to create while you're away, this is a great idea and a great technique because it doesn't require too many products. Alright, so we'll get started, and I think I've just put these arrows in the wrong place, never mind. We'll have it about there. Alright, so all you need your cardstock, and if you've got some post-it notes or some of this roll tape that's for post-its, that's good, or just use whatever you've got. You don't actually have to tape it down if you don't want to. So I'm just going to put some there, I think, and some more on this side. Alright, so we've got it our midsection, like this part here, masked off. I'm making a landscape card this time, so that's why it's a little different. And I've got my D block, and I've just grabbed some rubber bands, different thicknesses, and they're going in different directions. You don't have to have them all going the same way. Twist and turn them a bit if you like. That just adds a bit of interest to the background. I'm going to take a wild wasabi marker, and I'm just going to colour over the rubber bands like this. So you don't have to be terribly accurate, and I'm using the brush tip end of the marker. And clean up with this is really easy. If you're travelling, again, just run it under a tap or some paper towel or tissue. I'm actually going to use my Stampin' Scrub today, just to make clean up a bit quicker and easier. So I've coloured all those bits in with my marker. Then I'm just going to take my Stampin' Spritzer and make sure the nozzle point is pointed towards the block, and I'm just going to spritz it lightly like that, and then I just stamp down in any direction. So you don't need a lot of equipment for this. I'm just going to clean them off. And I'm going to repeat the process with a different colour. This time I'm using Early Espresso. And again, I'm just going to colour with my broad tip end of my marker. Just not terribly well. Just going over the rubber bands in a random sort of fashion. You don't have to get every little piece of your rubber band. This technique is supposed to be quick and easy and require only a few products. So as I said, if you're travelling, this would be a great technique to do for backgrounds. Again, with my Stampin' Spritzer, I'm just going to spritz from a distance and then come in. This one's Early Espresso. And just stamp again. So you don't need any background stamps for this technique, because you can make your background as you go. Now I'm going to bring in another block, and I'm going to colour it with Bermuda Bay. Just scribbling, using the broad tip again, and just scribbling Bermuda Bay all over it. So that's just 3 Stampin Write markers you've used and a spritzer. So just give that another spritz. And this time you're going to use a sponge or whatever you can find and pick up some of the colour, and we're just going to dab that on. Just like that. Dab it until you're happy with the background. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Alright, you can clean that off on your Stampin' Scrub or just run it under some water. Then I'm just going to bring in my early espresso, and I could use the marker for this, but I'm just going to cheat and use the ink pad, and one of my all-time favourites, Butterfly Basics. On the other one I used Awesomely Artistic, and I haven't quite finished that yet, but we'll load this one up on a block. Now again, if you're travelling, don't think you need to have your blocks. You can use your clear case. Alright, now I want to get all of the leaf in this, but not necessarily all of the stem. So I'm just going to stamp down like that, and I know I haven't got a Stampin' Pierce mat on the bottom, but that doesn't matter. Alright, that's come up really, really well. Happy with that. Alright, then I'm going to take these off. Just peel them off like that. And this one as well. Alright, missed some of the leaf, but that doesn't matter. And then I'm going to stamp a greeting. I'm doing a thank you card, so I'm using You've Got Style for this sentiment. And I'm just going to stamp in early espresso, and again you could use the marker. Alright, so I'm just going to stamp down the bottom here, the thank you, in early espresso. And there I have my card front. I'll add a few bits and pieces to that later and have the final one on my blog for you. Thanks for stopping by today. Bye for now.
If you want to play, make it about a place. It'll take creation, imagination. Try to draw outside the line. Let us see inside your mind. You'll find